are back. I love it when I'm able to say that. That means it's a new episode, B Rich.
Episode 8. We're doing episode 8 today. Can you believe? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Man, you know what? I actually can believe, man. When I was in second grade, my teacher told me I'd do great things, and I told her I know. Podcast hadn't ever been invented yet, but I knew I was going to do great things, and I'm doing it.
Yeah, man. I can't, what people say, is to be consistent. And, we've been consistent. It's the 8th one. I know I want to be at thousands of listeners, but hey, to all the people that's downloaded the show,
man, shout out to y'all.
That's followed us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. It's working, man. We're growing slowly but surely, and I can't wait till the day we're household names.
Because look, I'm gonna tell you the great thing about that. What's going to happen is we're gonna be somewhere, year down the road, 2 years down the road, when everything is as high, very successful. We're gonna run into somebody or more than one person who's gonna say, man, I've been listening to y'all since episode such and such when y'all talked about this.
Hey.
And they're going to know how it was in the beginning and talk about the growth in the show. Or I've been watching for a long time.
Hey, you know what's funny? I went to the movies the other day down here where we live. And somebody said, I know you. I said, from where? He said, you'd have got to be talking on TikTok about sports. Swear to God, bro.
That's awesome.
I swear to God. I was like, damn. I said, yeah, I'm Be Rich. I'm Darius, man. Oh, I know Lil Darius. And somebody else, a girl came up. She said, I know you from Baby Jungle. So, it's starting to connect, man. When he said he saw me on TikTok talking about sports, I couldn't believe it because the TikTok is just now starting to grow.
Yeah.
And it's not growing a lot, but it's growing. Getting a couple hundred views, couple thousand views.
Hey,
that right there made my day.
Hey, man, it's awesome. I'm trying to tell you, man. Went to my son's school. This is probably about 3 weeks ago. And the AP, that's assistant principal for those of y'all who chose to drop out before kindergarten. But the AP, man, she said her husband saw the birds and cuss words. She said, my husband said he saw a video with you in it and you were doing, he let me hear, it was good. I said, that is so awesome. God is good.
That's how you look.
Hey,
that
man,
is so awesome. It smile like that.
Yeah, but, man, I'm the PTA president, my brother.
What?
You probably wouldn't think that, but I'm the PTA president,
Man,
my
if
brother.
y'all only knew, bro.
If they only knew what? If they only knew the man that God created.
If they only knew the Georgia Dirt Day. I'm proud of you, man.
What you mean, the Georgia Dirt Day? What was I doing that was so
I
egregious?
don't want to get into it, but I'm proud of you.
I wasn't doing anything egregious, ladies and gentlemen. I was just being a young man in his 20s that was having fun. And being respectful
Georgia
at the same
Dirt.
time.
Nah, I'm just talking.
But look, man, something I want to talk about today that's dear to the city of Atlanta.
What's dear to the city?
And people outside of the city, they may not understand this. Maybe Chicago Cub fans, maybe Chicago White Sox fans, maybe Cleveland Browns fans. I don't know this for a fact, but I'm throwing out maybe Buffalo Bills fans. I'm throwing out certain franchises that has been really tough on them sports-wise. Oof. And when it comes to Atlanta, not just one of our sports franchises, but a couple of our sports franchises have had a hard time, right? And you know what the people say? They say that the city of Atlanta, when it comes to sports,
it's cursed.
It's cursed.
I knew that. I didn't know what you was gonna talk about today, but I knew what you was about to say just then.
They say, ooh.
So where we going with this?
Do you believe in sports curses? And if you do believe in sports curses, what do you think it takes for a sports curse to be broken?
Well, I remember being a Braves fan back in the 80s, and they said we had a guy named Chief Nakahoma.
Nakahoma.
He had a TP in either, I think it was left field, where he's like, the the Indian stuff.
Which would never happen now.
Yeah, and so, that was to sum up homers. And we got rid of Chief Nakahoma, and even with the tomahawk chalk in the 90s, we was insensitive to the Native Americans culture.
Yeah, to indigenous.
And so that's why the Redskins and I think did the Cleveland Indians change their name yet? I think they're having issues. I don't know, but I know
they haven't.
Yeah, I think they get a lot of pressure from the Native Americans to change names because it's offensive.
Them Washington,
the Braves. Us.
Did Florida State remove the?
I don't know if they removed the guy with the that throws
came out with the
thing
spear or whatever.
I still think Florida State does a tomahawk chalk, but the Braves haven't. And I just remember we used to lose, and they say Chief Nakahoma put a curse on us. Man, we never won for a long time.
But the Braves were sorry before that.
They were sorry before that. And And so
That's our producer and engineer, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
From the back of the room.
from all the way back in the room, pausing right now. His shots fired. No, but
I mean, I'm a Braves fan.
yeah. So where I'm going with this is like, I used to think it was a curse. I don't know what they did to break the curse, but we ended up winning the championship in '96, and we won one recently a couple years ago. But I don't know what the hell's going on with the Atlanta Falcons. I've been a poor Falcons fan since 1980, and I became a fan. I was a little kid, and they played the Cowboys. They were 12-4 season. Played them at home in Fulton County.
I know
Stadium.
all about that game.
I want you to tell a story if I said it, 'cause I know the story. And that was the day I became a Falcon fan. We had a lot of people over that was going for the Falcons to beat the Cowboys. And, you know, it was a clear path for us to go to the Super Bowl. We had one more game to play. I think it would have been against the Eagles, and we had beat the Eagles previously. And we were supposed to go to the Super Bowl, and I became a fan, and that was the first heartbreak of being a Falcons fan at that age in 1980. And we had a young team, and they said we was going to be around for some years to come. And I don't know what happened. But I want you to tell the story of that game when you was at the game, you know, what happened.
I mean, I can't really tell it from, like, first person because I don't really remember it. I was super young.
Yeah.
You know, but from the story that I hear is we were at the game. I was asleep, not caring much about the game.
Mm-hmm.
Being a small kid, being a very young kid. I want to say I was probably 5, about turn 6 or something. That just lets you know how old I am. Old man status, dad status, unc status. And they said when I woke up, the Falcons started allowing the team to come back. Cowboys were coming back. My dad said that everyone around was trying to get me to go back to sleep. Put that boy to sleep. Make that boy go back to sleep. And little bit by bit, the Cowboys came back and beat the Falcons. And some people around, you know, I don't know if they blame me for real, but they definitely spoke about that me waking up was one of the reasons they lost. And that's why if you go back to, I can't remember, episode 2 or 3, where we spoke about this as far as
you better bring that up. Oh, yeah, you better bring it up.
When sports brought
you know I'm about to go with this.
Your words and your actions as a fan have no bearing on the game. It's not my fault those Negroes stopped making tackles. It's not my fault those Negroes and those fellas,
I just figured out.
Creegros, those Caucasian Negroes, stopped blocking. It's not my fault.
All right, cut.
Not my fault.
Cut. You are the reason why the Falcons have been cursed.
Those Negroes and Creegros.
The answer to the question.
Those Negroes.
The answer to the question.
I just made a new name. The Creegros. The Caucasian Negroes.
Hey, so listen. I just thought about it, man. You're the reason.
Am I?
You're the reason.
I'm the sports curse.
Yes. We must.
I am the sports.
Yes. From 1980, like, you woke up and it ain't been the same since for us.
It ain't been the same.
It ain't been the same. And you said it on Vic. When Vic fumbled the ball and Peppers caught the ball for the touchdown, your mouth.
You putting it all on me.
It's your fault. I just.
You putting it all on me.
Damn, Trey.
You putting it all on me.
You just explained.
You blaming me for the Falcons.
Did the Creeds, the Caucasian, the Creegros, did they say it?
I don't know. I don't know what the Creegros
Did your daddy say it?
But the Negroes and Creegros stopped playing. The ones in the Falcons.
Hold on.
Wasn't my fault.
It's your fault. Hey Trey, we need to go to we need to get it.
No, I don't.
We need to get you some.
The Lord loves me.
We need to pour some holy water on you.
No.
And hey y'all. Pray,
if I
he's
hold,
the reason.
If I hold a bottle of water, it is not holy water.
And then
that just lets you know how anointed I am.
And then on the sports bars, you was speaking it up. Again.
I was speaking what up?
When you was about to win a Super Bowl, it's your fault. Listen to was that a true story in your sports bars?
Yes.
You sipping tequila, white on kisses.
Hold on now.
I'm just putting it all together, bro.
You're going to make me okay. Well, I'm gonna have to do a sports bars about a time we won. If you're going to talk about me doing one where we lost, I'm going to have to talk about the time we won.
The Super Bowl.
It doesn't matter if it was Super Bowl. It was a championship. It was a championship.
Super Bowl.
It wasn't the Super Bowl. It was a championship.
But Trey, are you putting this together?
What I put together.
No,
is
I'm saying
the Lord
like
made, no, I'm
no.
Because
We're
it's not,
putting together what you.
No, it's not my fault.
Like,
no, it's not.
Okay,
It has nothing to do
1980.
with me.
You woke up and we lost.
It has nothing
1980.
to do
You woke
with me.
up. Did it happen?
It has nothing to do with me.
When you was at the
Was I at that game
and you woke
getting
up,
some rest?
All right, and you woke up and they lost.
And then when I woke up,
did they lose when they were?
You can't hit the table because they're gonna hear it on the mic.
Well, they should.
But
did they lose?
Did the team get intimidated by my godly presence once I woke up?
I ain't say that.
I don't have nothing to do with how those Negroes and Creegros acted.
All right, the question. Just answer the question.
And if you don't know what Creegros are, that's my name for Caucasian Negroes.
All right, when you woke up, did they lose?
Because I'm not gonna say the other word.
When you woke up, did they lose?
When I woke up, I witnessed them losing.
All right. Now, when Vic fumbled the ball and Peppers Carter ran a 70-yard touchdown, did you state before that this is when Vic fumbles during these times?
Yeah.
All right. In your poem, Cuss Words and Dirty Birds, did you speak about the Falcons winning and the positive stuff that was going on? And
yeah, I did.
That was a true story, right? What you're speaking on.
Yeah.
And we lost.
And hold on. But if I was hold on now.
And we lost.
Hold on now. If something negative happened when I said something that you think is negative.
But I'm saying.
Hold on. So
it's some tying it all in. You're the common denominator. You're the common denominator.
That's only because I live in the city of Atlanta.
No, you're a Falcons fan. When did you become a Falcon fan?
Man, I don't know when they drafted me.
When you woke up.
I don't know when they inducted me into this fraternity of heartache, hardship, and headaches. But I was thrust into
hardship and headaches. That's the next title of your sports book. Hardship and headaches.
I was thrust into this fandom, and I mean, my dad could have been a Raiders fan in the 70s and 80s.
He could have
been a Steelers fan.
Cowboys.
This man could have been a Lakers, even though I became a Lakers fan along with the Hawks. But I mean, he could have been a fan of a franchise that won. But no. He took me to Fulton County Stadium, made me eat burnt hot dogs, which I actually love. Made me eat burnt hot dogs out in the stadium when we tailgate, and made me a Falcons fan.
Nah, but for real though,
No, it's okay. Put it on me. Blame it on the
rain. Blame it on Trey. Hey.
Hey man, you cannot blame me for the Falcons. Okay, what about the Hawks? Is it my fault? The Hawks have never even been to a championship series.
I can say it is.
How?
Because
I was a huge Dominique
always hate
Wilkins
on the
fan.
Hawks.
No, I don't.
Bro,
when do I hate on the Hawks?
You haven't done it since we did the Waterboyz Show.
When do I hate on the Hawks?
But you've been a hater.
I'm going to tell y'all this. I did not hate on the Hawks. The Hawks drafted Marvin Stinking Williams.
And you've been a hater.
Over Deron Williams and Chris Paul. And yes, I threw the remote at my TV.
And you weren't a Hawks fan until he left.
I actually did it. And I said I wasn't rooting for the Atlanta Hawks.
And you didn't.
Until they get rid of Marvin Williams. And I did not.
That's the truth.
Until he went to another team.
That's the truth.
I did not. And guess what?
I'm not.
Salute to him because he turned out to actually be a really good NBA player. He wasn't a star, but he was a very productive player.
Did he win a chip?
He just didn't do it in the city of Atlanta.
Did he win a chip?
He's not the type of player that I would like hold championships to how he helped his career. But he became more than what I thought he would be.
How many years he
just
lasted?
didn't do it in Atlanta.
10 plus years?
Yeah, I think he lasted 10 years.
Wow.
Like, he
didn't do
lasted
shit for us.
No, not at all.
Hey, change the subject. How did he
bobblehead dogs?
How did he get drafted in the top 5 if he was a bench player?
I don't know, and that's why I didn't want him. This man, he couldn't crack into the starting lineup, but you're telling me he's the number 2 overall. You trying to tell me
he was number 2 overall? Wow. Bench player. I think that's probably first for the Hawks. But anyway, let's get back to the I know I took us off topic.
No, it's cool. Blame it on Trey.
I am blaming it on Trey.
Blame it on Trey.
But to answer your question, man, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know what the city of Atlanta is a great city. Like, we have some of the best eateries where we can eat good food. That's a word I just made it up.
Or eating trees.
Eating trees. And we have an entertainment section in this city that's dope. The strip clubs, the sports teams, venues. The Hawks are sorry, but when you go to the game, it's fun. It's a fun atmosphere. I don't know.
I'm going to tell you what I think happened.
Please.
Rest in heaven to James Brown. Rest in heaven to Ray Charles. But I think somewhere along the line, the people who were over the music, they sold the soul of the Atlanta sports franchises for the success of Georgia music.
Oh, no.
How do we have so many great artists dominating musically, but we lose when it comes to sports? Somebody sold the soul, be rich.
No.
They got with the owners of the Falcons and the owners of the Hawks. They tried to get with Ted Turner, but Ted Turner shot a gun and peeled off kind of quick before they could catch him and make him sign the paperwork. I'm trying to tell you what happened. And they said when these rapidy rap guys come along, they will run the music industry, but the sports will lose. I'm telling you, that's what happened. They would have had it. Ted Turner shot 2 times in the air, and he peeled out. And that's why it didn't happen.
But the Braves won.
They didn't get him to sign the paperwork, so he didn't sell the Braves sold.
Gotcha.
That's what I'm saying.
So you telling me the Smith sold, the Falcons sold? Taylor Smith, Rankin Smith?
Hey man, if the proof is in the pudding,
What about Arthur
then the
Blank?
pudding
Arthur
has
Blank
some
should have
proof.
broke that.
He didn't know about it. He wasn't privy to the meeting.
So hold on, Ted Turner owned the Hawks?
He sold it right before this happened.
He got tricked out of the Hawks. You know that, right?
See? It's all making sense.
If y'all can see his facial expression,
It's all making
He
sense.
seems so bliss. Man, y'all look. He
They
said,
pulled
see?
up. They pulled up. They said, we're going to make him sell the soul. Ted Turner was smarter than that. He shot 2 times in the air with a rusty 22 that he had from his early
22,
days.
got a deuce.
And he peeled off.
Man. And the Braves survived it.
And that's why the Braves also let people come in and rap and do concerts to kind of like try to make up for what they didn't do in selling their soul.
But they did it for the Falcons game 50 years. They
They are bound.
They had Ludacris.
They are bound to that.
So look, y'all see how believable he sounds. That's how he does in the debates. He ain't full of shit.
They are bound to that. I'm telling you.
Hey, but look, that's for real though.
I'm being dead serious. I'm not joking. How do we get all these amazing rappers? You telling me something's in the water? You telling me something's in the water that make you rap good?
And the Falcons gonna win the Super Bowl
Is
this
it?
year.
Is it?
Kirk Cousins taking us to the promised land.
So, but look, let me say this. When it comes to sports curses, right?
Just break the score. We're gonna break the curse this year.
With all the horrible things that have happened to the Falcons, I'm talking about lost that game to the Cowboys. Now, people have teams that come back on them and people lose heartbreaks. But let me work through this before you chime in. But how do you have multiple times where your team gives up comebacks? Different ownership, different coaches, different players, yet the jersey, or should I say the symbol and the logo on the jersey is the same, but it keeps happening. I don't believe in a sports curse, but I do think it's something. It's something as far as something negative that happens to our sports teams. How does the Falcons, how do they go to a Super Bowl? Had an amazing year. Tough coach, tough running the ball, tough defense. Made it through the Vikings, who were like the greatest show on turf right before the greatest show on turf. I mean, just putting up points. We made it make it to the Super Bowl. Yeah, it was going to be tough playing against the Broncos. But one of our team leaders runs into a police situation trying to get a little poom, poom, poom.
You know he was man of the year the night before?
He was trying to show that poom, poom, poom. He was man of the year, too. He was trying to stand up in it. That man said, I got to work me a little something before I go out on the field. But the man, one of our leaders, gets arrested for trying to, they say, get a prostitute, solicit some sex. That happens. We lose the Super Bowl. Now, I'm not taking anything away from the Broncos, but I'm also saying having one of your team leaders and that happen and go, I'm talking about it went viral before stuff was going viral. It was over all the news stations. That could not have helped the team. Then, all right?
One of the longest touchdowns was over Eugene Robinson. A bomb, beginning of the play, they went after him. Keep going.
Then we get, I don't care what you say. At that particular time, I don't care what player you name. yes, I mean, Barry Sanders was so electric. It was so many players that were electric. But I don't think there was a player who came in with the electricity around him, the vibe, the plays he made, the aura, the way he looked, like the urban looked like the young people, like everything just looked brand new. We had Michael Vick, and we lose our quarterback. Our quarterback has to go sit down for a couple years.
To dog fighting.
See, I wouldn't. I mean, everybody know.
I'm just
But
saying
yeah.
for dog.
Yeah,
For dog fighting.
I want
We have people that hunt and kill bears and shit as a sport.
So, well, we ain't gonna go down that rabbit.
All right.
Nobody, whoever you are out there, do not fight dogs, okay? Like, treat the dogs right, all right? All animals should be treated with respect. Well, except for that 15-piece lemon pepper wet I'm gonna get when I leave out of here.
Pause.
Wait, it's a pause on wings now? What, 15 lemon pepper wet wings?
I just said that.
Yeah, you can tell he's thinking about.
For some reason, he mentally put pause in my head.
But after that, we bounce back, get us a quarterback who many of y'all don't like. That's a
I like him. I like him.
I was a Matt Ryan fan.
Still is.
I still am. Congrats to Matt Ryan. I read a thing to say he was going to retire. But anyway, we go through some ups and downs. We lose in the playoffs a few times. We make it to the Super Bowl, and 28-3 happens. Let's break down the Hawks. Hawks, man, played well. We just couldn't get past the Celtics. Seemed like we had the Celtics for years. We were bumping to them with Dominique. We have a season down the line where the Hawks were playing great ball, and they trade Dominique for Danny Madden.
And a box of chips.
A box of chips and a pair of cowboy boots. Then, later on, we draft Marvin Williams. When they could have had Chris Paul.
Chris Paul.
They could have had Chris Paul. Now, no, Chris Paul has not won a championship, but you don't know what he could have done with this collection of players. But let's fast forward. Let's fast forward a little bit, right? We in the Eastern Conference Finals. We giving the Bucks the business.
The business.
We giving them the business. Trey out there working. Trey out there showing all the things that you said he showed that makes him a superstar in your eyes, right?
Balling on Giannis.
I'm talking about balling on y'all ninjas and y'all Kriegros. It wasn't ain't number a couple Kriegros in the NBA. What? You like that name, right? Kriegros.
That's a Kriegro.
What? Somebody asked that?
That is hilarious.
Hey, man, but
You need to redefine it. What does it mean?
it's a Caucasian Negro.
Oh, wow.
So, balling. Here we are, game 3. Things is tied up 1-1. It's looking like the Hawks might win this game and take a 2-1 lead. Now, does that win you the series? No. But it was looking like we were getting ready to take a 2-1 lead on the the team that eventually became the champs. Trae Young steps back. First time I ever seen. I'm talking about not in pickup ball, not in park recreational ball, not in high school, not in college. I had never seen this in the pros. A player step back and gets a season ended. Now, it was just, no, they weren't for the rest of the series. It was about like 3 games, right? Yeah, 3 games. Gets an injury where he twists his ankle and is out for 3 games by stepping on the referee's foot. Zebra, get your behind out of there. Atlanta Hawks. How does that happen? Be Rich. I don't believe in curses.
But I understand.
Hey, there you go. I like that. I remember that. Might not sound something, but I understand. Yeah, I don't believe in sports curses, but I understand. That's it for the rest of the episode. Now, let's take it out of the city of Atlanta, because that's just what we experience. Man, think about those lovely fans and those lovely people from an area that gave us buffalo wings.
I think. Let me like. I think the Buffalo Bills have it worse as a football fan than the Falcons.
Man, 4 years in a row.
And like, oh my!
And you lose on a field goal kick in one of them.
In a post on the post. Then he hit the post.
I can't remember that.
Wide right, wide left. I think they had one wide right, one wide left for losing.
Like, I feel for him.
I do.
I feel for him. all y'all Buffalo fans, I feel for you.
Yeah.
I feel for you. I hate you had the experience.
Yeah.
I mean, Cleveland Browns support team. They lost the team. They packed the team up and moved the team to Baltimore.
Hey, do you realize we talked about this, the drive?
That happened on them. Elway. That happened on
They
the
was
Browns.
the drive. They started on the 2-yard line. They had to go 98 yards to win the Super Bowl. Like
What, to win the AFC championship.
to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. You know how mad I would have been if I was a Browns fan. But look at this. For the Browns fans, the franchise moves.
In the middle of the night. No, that's Baltimore. Baltimore did that.
That's what I'm saying. Didn't the Browns become the Ravens at one point?
So no, Baltimore left in the middle of the night, became the Indianapolis Colts. Then the Browns moved to Baltimore to replace
Okay, yeah,
the team
yeah,
that
okay.
left.
But what I'm saying is
Yeah.
the Browns went down and became the Ravens.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then how many years after that did the Ravens win the Super Bowl?
Oh wow, that wasn't that long afterwards. You right.
So how would you feel if our team, because we root for the same team, how would you feel if our team moved to another city and then they win a
Hey,
championship?
do you know? I'm gonna tell you how I feel, but do you know we was almost the Birmingham Falcons? We always moved like in the 90s to Birmingham.
Hey man, if it wasn't for wasn't it something about the way that the highway ran, they ended up getting us to the airport and all those different things?
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to the people.
So
who made
if you
the
telling me
city down
if you telling me the Falcons would have moved to Birmingham in the 90s and they would have won, I would have been sick. So yeah, I definitely feel for the Cleveland fans.
Man.
And they still ain't won one.
So like, I mean, like when you think about some of the pain that these fans go through, I mean, I don't know all the pain that the Cubs and the White Sox went through. Now they have won over the last 15, 20 years.
And the Bills still losing.
I mean, and the Browns.
The Bills were supposed to have they were talking about going to Super Bowl this past year.
Now shout out to Braun for bringing
Oh yeah.
Cleveland championship with the Cavaliers. But man, like it's crazy when you think about it, man. Now we know some people who they blame Arthur Blank and them.
What?
They said that because when Arthur Blank wanted to build the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, they bought one of the churches over there.
I remember
And people
that.
say that's why they cursed, which I think personally is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard because the church sold at the same time.
Okay, this is what I want you to do, Trey. We're gonna break the curse the next episode 9. I want you to come up with a sports bars, breaking the curse of it all Atlanta sports for me. And once you say that, when you do that sports bars, the curse is broken, and you're gonna start seeing us win.
And if we turn around and lose, what you gonna say?
No, I'm not. It's gonna break it.
I hear you.
It's gonna break. You're gonna be the reason we broke the curse because you started the curse. So I need you to do.
It all comes back to
It
Trey.
come back to you. You woke
It
up.
all comes back to
When
Trey.
you woke up, it's never been the same. So I just need you to break the curse. And watch,
man,
we're gonna
word
win the
ain't
Super Bowl this year.
Word ain't been the same since I was born. But
Exactly.
it's a better place.
Yeah, you from the fifth dimension,
And
from what you and Bob say.
Hey man, Planet Why Tata is
Yeah.
what I tell my kids.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's
So like,
wrong.
I mean,
wrong
you've
with that.
told me stories I don't even want to bring up, but your people recognize you.
They do.
They
God.
recognize you.
Godly.
I'm not saying nothing negative.
Shout out to the Lord.
I'm just saying, period.
All right, man. Having that conversation about is there a curse or not, man? That was really good.
That was good.
It was really good. We actually need to revisit that again.
I think
One day.
I think when you do the sports bars, whenever it's gonna be done, that's gonna break the curse. We're gonna break the curse with that.
Okay.
I'm telling you, we're gonna win immediately.
See, if
All
you
right.
say it, hey, man.
I'm telling you, words
Hey,
have
man,
power.
hey, from your words to God's ears, right?
Thank you, God.
All right, but look, we haven't taken the time to really go over anything that can help people, who come to us and have been listening and found us from the music industry. For those people that are out there,
Yeah.
And I mean, would you have anything you want to share today? Anything that you would like to talk about? Any gems that you would like to drop on the
Well,
people?
I actually do. I kind of been swaying away from music, gyms, because Doug said let's keep it to sports and stuff. But I like the fact that we take it and talk about, give people some gems. So I like to give this to all aspiring managers, whatever you have that have something to the table. I want to talk about contacts. Your contacts.
Okay.
The people that you worked hard to meet, and they can take your calls, and you can make something happen. For me, I have a lot of sweat equity and time into building my Rolodex. Met people, had failures, had successes, to where I can call somebody and they pick up the phone. From presidents to crackheads to whoever.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I can get people to pick up the phone. And some people look at that and like, oh, that's nothing. He made a phone call and, it made something happen for me. And they don't take value in that.
Yeah.
Man, you know how long it took me to get to that point, to get somebody to listen to me?
And build that relationship.
And build that relationship? Mm-hmm. Do you know how long, like a Craig Kalman or Mike Karen, that I can call Mike Karen right now, he answers a call or hits me back later that day? That took years to do that. And then for me to make a call on your behalf and he picks up and something happens and you discredit that and don't look at that as something, that's something. But that's not where I'm going with the context. I'm going with the context is this. Once you give your context up, you lose your worth to that person. And I'm here to tell you, it happens every time. It's happened to me several times, and I don't want to believe it. You may come into a situation where you're working with somebody, and you may be too busy you've established a relationship, you let them know who it is, and then you've given them the number, and then they may hit you up, oh, can I call them? Or may hit them up just because they met them, and they start building a relationship and repertoire with that person to where you're not the contact anymore. You're not facilitating the actions that need to be done. Mm-hmm. And so once they get that, you're not needed anymore, and you're not as valuable. And that contact could be someone that's putting together some very important stuff for you, documents, that ad buying, secret trading stuff that only they know about, and they're the expertise about it. And you've shared that contact, and that person that you working with, now they're privy to that information. And so I'm here to tell you, keep your contacts close so you will always be relevant. Because don't be lazy. Don't pass the contact out because you don't want to make that phone call, because you don't want to set that up. Like, go ahead, be in control of what you got going on, because once you get that contact, the other person your worth goes down. So I just wanted to bring that up. It's happened to me on a couple occasions, and when it happens, that person discounted. Oh, that is that, but you didn't have it before, and now it's helping your business, and your value is definitely dwindled down, and the things that you was trying to receive and gain from that value is gone. So I just wanted to just say, keep your contacts close, keep that gem, and keep going. No,
that's very legit. You have to keep your contacts, because people will take your contacts and move on. I remember back in the days, I had a promoter, a guy in South Carolina. He wanted to get in touch with some acts here. Crime Art was one of the acts, and it was somebody else he wanted to get in touch with, I had contact with their representation. The guy was going to pay me to link him with the representation, or not link him with the representation, just everything worked through me. And I didn't want to keep staying in the middle, but I knew once I linked him with the representation, why would he need me? Because he's paying me extra on top of what he's paying the representation. He has the direct link. And so I did it. I got my money for that link. And I knew that I was going to do it, and he never hit me about something else, but not an act. He hit me just to chop it up. Mm-hmm. And,
probably took bread out your pocket.
I could have, worked that situation, a lot longer, and been like, nah, I'm going to speak to the representation. Let it come through me. I'll speak to them. I'll do the paperwork with them, and we blah, 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 But I made the introduction. I got I think it was $1,500 he paid me. I got my $1,500.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
And I moved on. He never hit me up for another show, but I get what you're saying. Like, your contacts are important. Who you know.
Yeah, who you know.
Yeah.
And I just want people to know, just because someone can make a quick phone call and it looks too easy, don't discount that. It's been years of sweat equity that's been put into that for them to make that phone call. Don't look at it. I just remember I had an artist that all you did was make a call. Like, they really said all you did was make a call. I was appalled to hear that. Like, bro, like, do you know how hard it was to me to get them to answer my phone after all these years? I've earned that. And for you to look back and sit back and think that I just did a call for you and that was nothing, nah, that was something because I couldn't make that call years earlier. Mm-hmm. I couldn't have done that.
Well, you know, unfortunately, that's how people look at it. They put a lesser value on what other people bring to the table. Had they been the person making the call, they would view it through a totally different lens.
Exactly.
No, I called the person. This is my contact. It ain't your contact. They would see the worth of it.
Yeah.
But because they aren't, they want to diminish.
Yeah.
And they want to bring down the value of what you did. So, everybody like, and that comes with any business. It doesn't have to be the music business. It can be anything that you're working in. Keep your contacts, your relationships. So, you know what I mean?
Relationships, all you got.
Yeah. Yep.
Sports bars, Trey. It's that time,
Yes.
man. Hey, man, that segment has been doing really good, man. Man, that talent that you have brought to this show, man, it's really appreciated. Our cuss words and dirty birds, man. It's already up to 500,000
Hey, man, all glory to God.
views on Instagram, man.
All
Like,
glory
it
to
went
God.
viral, man. And the Auburn one you did,
What, Alabama?
the Alabama, Alabama fans cussing us out on Twitter.
Man, they said some really rude
Oh
things
yeah, I
to
like
us on
that, man.
Twitter.
I like that, man. Y'all keep it up, man. You got something this week for us?
Well, man, in the spirit of, I guess you could say the birds and cuss words, but not exactly, but just talking about things, man, that are real dear, to our hearts, man. You know what I mean? Like, I want to say the last episode, man, I told a story, man, and I kind of want to tell the people another story, man.
Okay, about what?
I love telling them a story. You'll get it, man. It's about an elephant and a dog.
Oh, I kind of get where this is going.
It's about an elephant. And
Oh,
a
I get
dog,
this. I
man.
know. I already know.
Okay, well let's get it going, man. Cause see, there was an elephant who was a killer that fought a dog as tough as they come. Let me tell y'all about the day the Georgia Bulldogs finally won.
Yeah.
The season was 21, and our defense was a beast. Jordan Davis and them boys were knocking QBs out of their cleats. I'm talking boom, bam, bow. Like Batman in his prime. Stop them dogs in the red and black. You out of your Mickey Ficky mind. The whole jungle came to witness who the champ was gonna be. Can Kirby Smart ever beat Saban? Is all the posts that I would see. The first half, the score was low. 9-6, it had me stressed. I was taking shots of that to get that anxiety off my chest. I mean, the dogs were kind of shaky, especially when Stetson fumbled. Then all of a sudden, you heard the drums in heaven rumble. Touchdown after touchdown. The Lord was shining on them boys.
Yeah.
When Ringo made that pick six, you heard the whole state make noise. So that elephant, who was a killer, lost to that dog as tough as they come. One of the greatest days in Georgia history, the day them Bulldogs finally won. Yeah.
I like that. Killer elephants. I like that. That was a good one.